Und auf geht's in die nächste Runde. Da ist Loot. Loot. Ich will mit dir reden. Vasco.
Madam, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure.
Nein.
Is everything ready?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nords, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Nord. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Naut?
Sir de Corsilion is a veritable well of scientific knowledge. He
Noch
could
mehr.
tell us a little more.
Ich muss mit ihr
I still
merken.
don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of it.
Don't worry. We'll
I
find...
certainly hope so.
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child, due to some contract with the Nords.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since
Yeah.
time immemorial, there has always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nords. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son in an agreement signed between my uncle and the Nords?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is that you bring the boy back to the Nords as quickly as possible. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides. For ugly, that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
Ja, moin! Muss ich wieder zurück? Ja, leck mich doch fett, Alter. Wurde erstmal für... Goldfettker. Oh, das ist bitter. Holy shit, Mann.
Captain, milady, we were given orders to wait here with the merchandise.
You're going to have to wait. We need to find a way to clear the access to the warehouse.
Naja, kann ich auch noch nicht durch, aber der ist bestimmt da drin bei meinem Glück. Oh, wurde eiskalt für... Das ist bitter. Sowas auf gar keinen Fall da machen. Das ist echt... Boah. Das ist echt hart. Vor allem die Frau scheint nicht zu wissen. Das ist echt ein bisschen... Ui. Das ist echt hardcore, Alter.
Excuse me, madam, but I haven't quite finished my inquiries yet.
If you would be so courteous, I would like you to leave. I have told you all that I have to say.
Come on now, stop lying. Jonas was taken away by force, against his will, by armed men.
That is not true. Completely false.
Enough. With every word, you are a step closer to a prison cell.
Prison? But what would be the charges?
For kidnapping. Whether Jonas is your son or not, he's a naught that you kidnapped and locked up. In the eyes of the prince, you have committed a crime that puts the interests of the congregation at great risk.
I beg of you, Your Excellency. Have mercy on a poor mother who is looking only to recover her child. We didn't kidnap our own son. And if you need to speak with him to be convinced, please do. He's in our warehouse, near the Coin Guard Plaza, next to the canal. I am certain that once you have heard his account, you will see the tragedy in our predicament and help us.
I regret having had to threaten that woman.
You didn't have a choice. She was lying, and we need to find that boy.
Händler sind sowieso immer so ein bisschen. Also ich habe das Gefühl, dass die eiskalt sind so manchmal. Aber Religion geht gar nicht klar, Religion. Ich glaube, ich verkack's mit jeder Fraktion. Ich sehe es kaum. Loot! Resettet sich der Loot eigentlich oder übersehe ich ihn einfach nur sehr häufig?
Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him.
Let's just try to remain discreet.
Lady de Sade, what are you doing here?
I have come looking for your son. The Naughts are worried about his disappearance.
Those Naughts took him from us, but now we've got him back, and he'll be staying with us.
Would you be so kind as to hear what I have to say, Sir Fontaine? You've taken your son against his will and have locked him up like merchandise in a warehouse. Is that what you call being a good father?
As if you would know what it is like to be a parent. You are far too young to understand the way we feel.
Fehlgeschlagen ist.
I looked into the contract that binds you to the Naughts. It was indeed you who ceded your son to them in exchange for help with your business with the bridge.
It is so. But that sort of contract is ignoble. I never would have signed it if I had known.
You should have thought of that before. Breaking the contract could have regrettable consequences for the congregation.
The prince will know how to negotiate with the Naughts. If they take my son back, my wife will die of sadness.
Her sadness would be all the more terrible if she learned of your role in this story. Don't you think?
You wouldn't dare tell her. I beg you.
You were not leaving me with a choice.
Very well. Take the key and take him away. Cursed be the day I delivered my son unto the Naughts.
All children leave the nest one day or another, sir. Farewell.
Oh. Als ob das fehlgeschlagen ist, Mann. Hier gibt's nichts zu looten, ne? Nee.
Who are you?
My name is de Sade. I'm legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
Yes. even if I had to bend his arm a little.
That doesn't surprise me. He seemed to have no intention of changing his mind. I feel more sorry for my mother. She seems so sweet and happy to see me.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard to grow close after all that. My family is the Naughts. I am sorry for my parents, but that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Yes. You should still go and say farewell to your mother. Then find your way to your ship. I will see you there.
Ja. LOL. Krass, Alter. Das ist echt sick, das Mann. Lass mal klecker. Blut! Blut, Blut. Nein. Okay, mit Steuerung Waffe ziehen. Blut.
If you had any idea who I am. Open up, imbeciles! I have a ship to catch!
Do you hear that?
Yes. That's Constantine's voice. It's coming from the upper floor. Sounds as if he's locked up.
And I have a feeling they're expecting company. Be careful. The slightest itchy word to these brutes will have them drawing blades to scratch it.
Negotiation may be the solution. As you say, this breed of brutes won't spit on ransom money.
What a waste. I'd rather sneak around them than give half a coin to these seedy fellows.
Okay. Dann halt so. Dann habe ich ihn aus Versehen gefunden. Wenn du dich im Schleichmodus Feinde näherst, erscheint über deren Kopf eine Erkennungsanzeige. Wird deine Gegenwart bemerkt, führt sich die Anzeige und du bist schließlich als Bedrohung wahrgenommen. Wirst einen Kampf auslösen. Die Zeier hat einen aktivierten verdächtigt und... Jetzt mache ich ja schon die Hauptquest, das will ich eigentlich gar nicht. Ich will hier nicht. Du musst noch ein bisschen warten. Das wollte ich eigentlich gar nicht. Schon krass, was ein Elend hier eigentlich herrscht, ne?
Madam, you still haven't found your cousin.
Have no fear. You do.
All we can do is plot a course. No one tells the wind what to do. I do thank you.
Oh!
I didn't think you'd go to so much trouble for a cabin. Your actions bring you honor.
Be back soon, Captain.
Level up! Ich will wissen. Wann? Wann bekomme ich denn Punkte? Alle 3 Level, okay. Alle 4 Level, okay. Alles klar. Toll, habe ich mich eben selbst gespoilert. Ja toll, jetzt habe ich einfach was übersprungen, was ich gar nicht wollte. Das ist voll Kacke, Alter.
Where is the manifest to be found?
I've already been to the port authorities. They keep the official documents upstairs.
Halt die Klappe, Hund. Psst, ich bin nicht da. Lol. Liegt das an der Rüstung? Oh, Schloss knacken Level 1. Ja, freilich. Warte, da ist noch was. Kann ich hier die Tür auch öffnen? Ah, Mann, ich hätte Schloss knacken skillen sollen.
Here is the ship's manifest. We only need to add our merchandise to the list.
Ja gut. So, du, was hast du für eine... Okay. Ich sag ja schon nichts. Ja. Na, das mache ich später in Codex. Das ist so kacke, Alter. Stopp, kann ich eigentlich mit F5 schnell speichern? Das teste ich gerade mal aus. Oder was F9? Ich glaube, es war mal F5, ne? Ah, schnell speichern Button gefunden.
Hello? What can I do for you?
We're your replacements. You're dismissed.
Finally! We were starting to grow moss. Courage, me hearties. The path is clear. We should notify the men. They need all the time they can get.
Loot! Hier ist schon wieder Loot. Loot ist so delicious.
Who is there?
May the Illuminated save us. Did the smuggler send you?
The man to which you are referring was arrested and thrown into prison. But reveal to me your hiding place.
Oh, the traitor!
Have you come to deliver us to the Inquisition, then? Please, please, have pity on our souls. We have committed no crime. We are not heretics. We are nothing more than historians.
In that case, why is the ambassador of Thélème so concerned about your teachings? Why is the Inquisition looking for you, and why are you hiding?
Our only error was wanting to publish our work.
It's true. We presented our research, but it didn't please the censor. And here you have the result.
We fled all the way to Serene, thinking we would be safe. But the Inquisition wants to silence us so badly that they followed us here.
Tell me more about your research. What about it is so horrifying that it will provoke such a fuss?
Our work concerned the teachings of St. Lucius.
The disciple of Saint Matthias? The one who returned to Thélème after traveling with his master?
The very same. His writing was carefully preserved, but never seriously studied.
With the discovery of Teofredi, we thought it crucial to take a look at the original text. We wanted to verify if this island could have been the faraway place that he spoke of. The Eden of Saint Matthias.
And? What did you find?
Teofredi is without any doubt the land that our Saint Matthias and his disciples went to. But the text that we discovered was radically different from what we expected to find.
In the original text, St. Lucius doesn't speak of an Eden, of the paradise of the illuminated. He speaks of a voice that came from the depths of the earth, which convinced St. Matthias to stay there.
It was written in black and white, and there is no doubt about it. The original was written in Lucius's own hand.
I understand now what that text has cost you. This voice from the depths sounds more the power of a demon than a saint.
The sacred texts are always difficult to interpret, but what is written is written.
Who were you hoping would give you asylum?
We were hoping to reach Al-Sad. The Inquisition won't chase us into the den of their enemies.
Our research won't interest the Bridge Alliance, or at least I doubt it. But at least we'll be safe.
By entering Al-Sad as clandestines, you risk being taken for spies.
That would be better than being burned at the stake.
Did you try speaking with the censors? You could forget what you have discovered, perhaps?
Oh, we have signed already an abjugation stating that we misunderstood the sacred texts of St. Lucius. We were even ready to say that we had never seen the true text, or anything else that would have pleased them.
It served no purpose. It's our lives they are after.
I see. Well, you have no other choice but to run and seek refuge in enemy territories.
I beg of you, please do not deliver us to them. Let us continue on this path.
I could have a word with the good Dr. Sahin, the ambassador of the Bridge Alliance. If he can be persuaded to offer you asylum, you would be saved.
Your goodness honors you. May the Illuminated forever light your path.
If I manage to convince the ambassador, you'll need to refrain from that sort of blessing. Stay here. I'll be back.
Ja gut, wir sehen uns dann gleich wieder, wenn mein Hund aufhört zu bellen und ja, ne?